Marcus Aurelius once said, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." These words resonate deeply even in our modern world, especially as we confront challenges that seem unique to our time. Social media pressures, career uncertainty, personal insecurities, these are just some of the obstacles the younger generation grapples with today. Amidst these trials, we find ourselves yearning for a resilient mindset, a perspective that allows us to rise above the turmoil and find joy in the simplicity of existence. This is where the ancient philosophy of Stoicism enters the picture. With its focus on self-control, mindfulness, and acceptance of life's ebbs and flows, Stoicism offers us a timeless compass to navigate our modern challenges. So, are you ready to embark on this journey towards a more resilient and joyful life? Let's explore how Stoic principles can guide us through these challenges. Stoicism teaches us about the power of perception. Now let's take a moment to consider social media, a realm where perception often overshadows reality. We scroll through feeds brimming with success stories, perfect selfies, and picturesque vacations. It's easy to start believing that everyone else is leading a life of unending joy and prosperity, but is that truly the case? Let's delve into the wisdom of Stoicism. Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius remind us that our perception is not always reality. It's akin to looking at the world through a colored lens. If the lens is tinted rose, everything appears rosy. But the world hasn't changed its color, it's our perception that has. Now apply this to social media. The flawless lives we see are often carefully curated highlights, not the whole picture. Behind those perfect photos may lie countless outtakes, struggles, and mundane moments. But these aren't shared, as they don't fit the perfect narrative. So we end up comparing our real lives with others' highlight reels, leading to feelings of inadequacy and discontent. So how can we tackle this? Stoicism offers a pragmatic approach. Firstly, acknowledge the power of perception. Understand that what you see on social media is just a fragment of reality. Secondly, practice discernment. Before you let a post affect you, ask yourself, am I seeing the whole picture or just a highlight? Finally, remember the Stoic principle of focusing on what's within your control. You can't control how others portray their lives, but you can control how you perceive it. If a post makes you feel inadequate, remember it's not the post causing these feelings, but your perception of it. To encapsulate this in the words of the Stoic philosopher Epictetus, we're disturbed not by things, but by the views we take of them. So the next time you find yourself lost in the illusion of social media, remember these words. They might just help you see beyond the mirage and find contentment in your own authentic journey. Stoic philosophy emphasizes the virtue of courage. It's a quality not just for warriors on a battlefield, but for every one of us navigating the unpredictable terrain of our careers. In fact, courage serves as a compass, guiding us through the murky waters of uncertainty and doubt. Imagine you're standing at a crossroads, a myriad of career paths sprawled out before you. Some paths are well-trodden, appearing safe but potentially uninspiring. Others are less traveled, brimming with potential but fraught with unknowns. The Stoics would tell you that this moment, this decision, is not one to fear, but to embrace. It's an opportunity to exercise your courage. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, once said, "It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live." This idea speaks volumes about career uncertainty. Instead of fearing the unknown, we should fear the regret of never daring to venture into it. Choosing the safe path might spare you from initial anxiety, but it could also rob you of the exhilaration of pursuing a path that truly aligns with your interests and passions. So how do we cultivate this courage? Start by distinguishing between what is within your control and what is not. The Stoics believed that we can control our actions, decisions, and attitudes, but not the outcomes. This means that we can choose our career path, but we cannot control how it will unfold. By focusing on what we can control, we can act decisively without being paralyzed by the fear of failure or rejection. Another practical exercise is visualizing the worst-case scenario. This might seem counterintuitive, but by facing our fears head-on, we often find they're not as terrifying as we've made them out to be. And even if they are, acknowledging them allows us to prepare and build resilience. In the words of Seneca, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that things are difficult." So dare to be courageous. Dare to face career uncertainty with a stoic resolve. After all, it's through these challenges that we truly begin to live. Stoicism teaches us to embrace change and adapt flexibly. Indeed, the ability to adapt is one of the most essential skills we can possess in this ever-evolving world. The Stoics viewed change as a natural part of life, just as the seasons change from spring to summer, autumn to winter, and back again. Consider the words of the great Stoic philosopher Epictetus, who said, "Circumstances don't make the man, they only reveal him to himself." What he meant is that our true character is not shaped by the circumstances we find ourselves in, but by how we respond to them. Change, then, is not something to be feared, but rather it is an opportunity for self-discovery and growth. Now, you might be asking, how do I become more adaptable? Let's delve into that. First and foremost, we need to accept that change is inevitable. It's a part of life just as much as breathing. When we resist change, we create unnecessary stress and anxiety for ourselves. But when we accept it, we are able to move with the ebb and flow of life rather than against it. Next, we need to cultivate an open mind. This means being open to new ideas and perspectives, and being willing to let go of old beliefs that no longer serve us. It's like cleaning out a cluttered room. Once we've cleared out the old, we make space for the new. Lastly, we need to practice resilience. This is the ability to bounce back from adversity and keep moving forward no matter what. It's like a tree bending in the wind. The tree that bends doesn't break. It survives the storm and continues to grow. Let's take a moment to reflect on these ideas. How can you embrace change in your own life? How can you cultivate an open mind and practice resilience? These are not easy tasks, but they are crucial for our growth and happiness. To conclude, let's turn to the words of the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius, who reminded us that the universe is change, our life is what our thoughts make it. So let's make our lives a testament to our ability to adapt and thrive no matter what changes come our way. Stoicism encourages emotional detachment. This statement may at first seem cold or unfeeling, but in truth, it's a gateway to greater emotional freedom. It's about understanding what we can change and what we can't, and finding peace in that distinction. Marcus Aurelius, a prominent Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." And therein lies the essence of Stoic detachment. It isn't about becoming emotionless or indifferent. Instead, it's about focusing our energy and emotions on things within our control and accepting the things that aren't. Consider the disappointments in life, the unfulfilled expectations, the loss. These are often things outside our control, and clinging to them only breeds suffering. Stoicism teaches us to let go, to detach. It doesn't mean we don't care, but rather we learn to care in a way that doesn't harm our inner peace. Imagine a ball in your hand representing something outside your control. Squeeze it tight and it causes strain, discomfort. Now open your hand and let it go. The relief is immediate. That's the feeling of Stoic detachment. It's about loosening the grip, letting go of the strain caused by things we can't change. And then there's the pressure to conform to societal expectations, to fit into a mold. Stoicism teaches us to detach from this too, to understand that our worth isn't tied to societal norms or the opinions of others. It's a freeing realization, one that allows us to live authentically, without the shackles of external validation. So how do we practice this Stoic detachment? Start small. Identify one thing outside your control that you're holding on to and make a conscious decision to let it go. It could be a past mistake, an uncertain future, or the approval of others. The key is to practice, to cultivate this art of letting go day by day. As Epictetus advised, make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. With Stoic detachment, we learn to do just that. We focus on what we can change and find peace with what we can't. And in doing so, we discover a path to greater emotional freedom and genuine happiness. We've explored several Stoic principles today. We've seen how the power of perception can help us differentiate between the illusions of social media and reality. We've learned how the courage to act can guide us through career uncertainties and help us make decisive choices. We've discovered the strength in embracing change, adapting flexibly to life's ever-changing landscape. And we've practiced the art of letting go, unshackling ourselves from the pressures of societal expectations and things outside our control. These principles, taught by wise philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, are not just ancient ideas. They're practical tools for navigating the modern world, for finding true joy in this year of 2024 and beyond. So, reflect on these teachings. Ponder how you can incorporate them into your everyday life to cultivate greater happiness and resilience. Remember Seneca's words, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." This is the end of the video, but before you go, I need to tell you that your support means the world to us. If you thought this video was interesting and thoughtful, show some love by hitting the like button and sharing it with your friends. To keep up with our latest content, make sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell. Your brain thanks you for tuning in, and we can't wait to see you in our next even better video.